just woke up. WrestleMania was amazing. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Now I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to review a WrestleMania. Now I might be a little biased because it's the first WrestleMania I've ever been to, but this has been one of the best I've ever seen. We start off the WrestleMania kickoff with not only a match that is just awesome, but it was a WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. Now this match was very close. It was going any way. McIntyre always had the match in his favor, but then Lashley overpowered him. He was going to go for the Claymore, but got distracted by MVP, and he missed. And of course, Lashley, hit the full Nelson or hurt lock, whatever. And I like how they didn't make McIntyre tap out. He had to faint and be unconscious for a few moments, so the referee was end the match, which is a pretty good ending. But everybody thought McIntyre was going to win, but he didn't. The second match was a turmoil tag team, which was not as fun as I thought it'd be, but basically new tag teams would run through the ring and be eliminated until there's only one left. And today, their tag team that won will be able to get the tag team women's championship. And that's probably the most I can say about that match. I don't remember much of it other than a nip slip. And somebody keeps shouting Shabbat which was fucking annoying. Third match was Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. There's a funny thing where Seth Rollins made a video saying Cesaro has never been one-on-one WrestleMania, and how kids could look up to Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and it said paid for by a sense of Seth Rollins, not Seth Rollins himself, which was a nice joke. And then they showed Cesaro spinning videos of Cesaro spinning Seth Rollins for 20 times, and then of course he spanned him some more. This is a pretty good match showing Cesaro's strength to be able to pick up Seth Rollins like a rag doll. I mean, Seth Rollins may not be the biggest in WWE, but he weighs a lot compared to most people since he's tall and probably works out more than anybody that I know since he is a wrestler. So that was a good showmanship. The fourth match was pretty boring because that's almost in it, not because he's just not that great of a wrestler. It was his wrestling debut, and he just kind of drew people around, which is not that hard for him since he's about over 7 feet tall. He's pretty much overpowered everybody, and that was kind of made the match kind of boring. And of course, him and AJ Styles won the tag team championships. The fifth match was great. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Braun Strowman was attacking him before he entered the ring. Shane McMahon hit him with share shots, hit him with a bunch of shit, hit him with a toolbox, and something even greater happened. He was just about to leave the cage and win the match, but fucking Braun Strowman ripped part of the cage open and dragged him back in, threw him off the top, and did a Hurt Express on him, or whatever it's called, Strowman Express, slammed him and pinned him for the win, which was a great ending. Everyone was booing Shane McMahon. I actually like Shane McMahon. I think he's really good at playing a villain, and I think he did really well this time, especially making Braun Strowman so sympathetic, and everybody wanted him to win. Sixth match of the night, of course, was Bad Bunny versus The Miz, which is a funny opening. Bad Bunny's on stage, and then Hop, Hey, Hop, Hop played with Miz and Morrison rapping, which was terrible. And then fucking Bad Bunny entered the stage on a semi-truck, on a fucking 18-wheeler, got off, and the match started. Now, I will have to say this. I think Bad Bunny did a lot of work, because when he was in there, he looked like he knew what he was doing for the most part. The match went dragged on a little bit because, Bad Bunny isn't a wrestler, really. He just loves wrestling, and he's kind of the people who love wrestling so much, they know the moves. If you show them how to do the moves and you train them well enough, they can probably go one-on-one with this WWE superstar, since the whole point of WWE superstar, their job is to make their opponent look good as well. They have to make the match look convincing as possible. So Miz has tenure WWE for 10 years. And Bad Bunny is a huge wrestling fan, so he knows the moves, and The Miz probably helped him out to work out the match. There's a part that should have ended it where Damian Priest and Bad Bunny both hit suplex at the same time and pinned at the same time. I think that would have been a great ending, but no. They're actually doing a double move, won the match. But yeah, Bad Bunny won at WrestleMania. And the seventh and final match of the night was the main event, which I'm surprised wasn't a WWE Championship. It was the Women's SmackDown Championship between Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I mean, there's not much to say other than Bianca Belair showed how strong she was, tossing Sasha Banks like a rag doll, lifting her up in the air with both hands, and walking into the ring and slamming her down, which was really cool. Other than that, I think this match went a little too long. There's so many points where the match should have ended. This wrestling is all about momentum, and there's times where I feel that they should have ended the match just a little bit earlier, and it would have been perfect. Here, it went a little too long, but the ending was great. And of course, Bianca Belair won at WrestleMania, and I think that really made everybody happy. This is the first WrestleMania with people in the audience, so everybody left happy that night, and I can't wait to see what happens today.